عليه وسلم الوصيل وفضيل مقامه الذي وحده اللهم صل وسلم على محمد. نعم. So alhamdulillah, نشكر الله ونحمده سبحانه وتعالى على نعمه وهو الإكمال لا إله إلا الله وشهودها. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we are grateful to him. We praise him. We have completed La ilaha illallah in this condition. Subhanallah. Some people never hear this or complete it. Allah bless us. And we took more time normally than it takes because we want to make sure people understood. Some dars I did over. Alhamdulillah, most of them uploaded on the Marcus Safina YouTube channel. We advise the people to go benefit from them, inshallah. And if you find any mistake, in statement or creed or pronunciation, la basa din and nasiha, no problem. You can tell me. I will correct it. If it's too bad, I will remove it from the YouTube. Jazakumullah khairan. Any questions, inshallah, from the people on the Power Talk, the phone lines, and in the masjid? Bab maftuh. Door is open, inshallah. About the subject or things that are not on the topic.
Actually, I know that on fundamental principles, 3 fundamental principles is...
Because of people want to hear about
there would be a good book to actually read, would be the explanations of the 3 principles of Islam. Wouldn't it be?
السائل يقول هل من كتب منفيا لنا أن نقرأ أصول 3 أو 3 أصول أو أصول الدين كما يقولون أهل العلم. Would it be advisable any book to benefit from amongst them the study of the 3 fundamental principles? Sometimes it's called Usul 3, other times they say 3 Usul. Some of them called Usul Aqidah, Usul Tawheed. They give it different names, and the name of this book, all of them mean the same, as we learned when we were in Yemen. Yes, this is a very valuable book. However, you have the Shahaada and its conditions, and then you have terminology. When you get into that book, you should know what is Islam, Nawaqid Islam, the things that nullify Islam, Tawheed, Aqsam al-Thalatha, wa minhum yaqulun Arba'. Some will say the types of Tawheed are 3, some say 4, which is okay as long as you don't mean al-Hakimiyya. If you mean from the 4th type of Tawheed is Tawheed Ittiba', following the Prophet ﷺ. Some ulama of the past have said that. Shaykh takes this opinion in his book. Now, it's okay. The difference between the kufr akbar or asghar, the major kufr that takes you outside of Islam, the minor one that's a sin on you, a major sin but you're still Muslim, وَكَذَلِكَ الْبِدْعَةِ كُبْرَ وَصُغْرَى bid'ah, which takes you outside of Islam, like grave worshipping, and the issues of magic, which are kufr, and its innovation, and the minor innovation that doesn't take you outside of Islam, but it's a major sin. As Prophet said, وَكُلُّ بِدْعَةٍ ضَلَالَةٍ, every bid'ah is a stray, وَكُلُّ ضَلَالَةٍ now, every astray is in the fire. And the likes of these different issues or in books like this. If you cover this book, you go to Usul al-Thalatha, then inshallah perhaps it will be easy. Some people, they start with those books. As we were in Yemen, they started with that book, and then this book came second, but let's not tulab hakada. We're not taught tulab ilm, students of knowledge like that, who all they do is seek ilm. And we're on a baby level, so I thought it would be suitable to take from the Shahaada, the conditions, then the Shahaada to the Prophet is conditions to the bear witness of the Prophet. A lot of people don't know that, you see. So inshallah, we hope after we deal with a lot of issues of Tawheed and Sunnah, as when we bring, the books of Muhammad Abdul Wahaab, Ibn Sulaiman, Tamim al-Najj, rahimahullah ta'ala, people want to say they're Wahhabi, they're Salafi, they're this. Allah musta'an. ما في هؤلاء الكتب إلا قال الله وقال الرسول. What's in those books except Allah said, His Messenger said. And Muhammad Abdul Wahaab, بارك الله فيكم, اسمه محمد, مش اسمه وهاب. أبوه عبد الوهاب وجده سليمان. His father's name was Abdul Wahaab. His grandfather was Sulaiman. His name is Muhammad. Or they say Wahhabi. He doesn't follow the way of his father. He sought knowledge from his father as a little young student. and his grandfather. His father was an alim of that time, and a qadi, and a judge, and his grandfather was alim. He learned from them until he exhausted what was with him, and by the time he reached puberty, he memorized the Quran, and they had shipped him off to go seek knowledge in other places. He came back, and he was influenced as he read all of the books of Ibn Taymiyyah. We know Ibn Taymiyyah was from the same place as Ibrahim. Naam. And we know the problems Ibn Taymiyyah had in his time with the people of deviation who were Muslim. Muhammad Abdul Wahaab ibn Sulaiman at-Tamimi from the Bani Tamim, the Ashab Medina, al-Najdi from the Arabian Peninsula. He was influenced by those books. Wallah, in Saudi during that time, people worship in the graves. Just like in the time of Ibn Taymiyyah, just like in the time before that, of Bukhari, Muslim, Imam al-Tirmidhi, Abu Isa, Naam, Abu Dawood. كما في بارك الله فيكم the time of the Sahaba, Itba Tabi'in, same thing. Why do you think we mentioned the hadith tonight? Prophet mentioned about those who took the graves of their prophets as places of worship. He was worshiping. A'udhu billah. This is from Shaitan. So when you mention these books, they're going to say all of that, and wallahi, they don't know. They listen to what people are saying. When he came back from studying, wallahi, he started teaching the people these basic things. They were in Saudi, worshiping graves. Allah musta'an. Then he tried to bring them to the haqq and say, jabi shay'an jadid. He came with a new deen. The new deen. Same Quran, same Sunnah. Then people say, khuruj al-hukam, went against the government. Don't go against the government. You read his books. Him and Ibn Taymiyyah, they're the first one to say, la yajuz khuruj al-hukam. It's not permissible to go out against the ruler. And again, in their time, the rulers were corrupt. The rulers were corrupt in Saudi. At the time, Muhammad Abdul Wahaab. He was corrupt. How could that? Why do you think they end up fighting? Why do you think the people fighting and going? And we're not saying that it's okay, I need to fight, but sometimes this is the end result because the leaders be corrupt. You try to bring Haqqan and they have army and Sultan, they got Quwwah, they're going to try to mash you out. If you want what's right and you didn't start it, you didn't revolt, Allah going to give you tawfiq. It always happens. But if they're oppressive, then you go out, and they have the strength, they're going to slaughter you. And then on top of that, if you were wrong, like some of the people, Usaama bin Laden, Naam, Himahullah, Nasallahu Hamhu, Naam, and takfiri. The people takfir. You do a sin, you're a kafir. And if you don't believe he's a kafir, because I say he's a kafir, you're a kafir. It's takfir. Make a Muslim kafir for ideology or a sin, ghareeb. It's something strange from Islam. Far ba'ay min ashab al-Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa tabi'in. No, Islam Yawmuddin. Far removed from the methodology of the Sahaba Tabi'in. Naam? Hakada. You read the books of Ibn Taymiyyah, Wallah, they slandered him, said this, that, and that. A'udhu billah. Jahilun. Wallah. And they make mistakes. We're not saying they don't make mistakes, but Muhammad Abdul Wahaab wasn't Khariji, go against his government. He's not bringing something jadid. And he caught hell. Wallahi. Just as the Prophet ﷺ caught hell in Sahaba. Anybody try to bring the haqq will catch hell. Wallahi. A'udhu billah. Shufillah Abu Hanifa. They caught hell, man. During that time. What Imam Shafi'i, what Imam Malik, Ahmed, what Zayd, Imam Thawri, ماذا يحيى بن معين وقطان Bukhari, Muslim. هؤلاء إلى أن يموتون كل الناس هكذا. This is the sunnah. Until everybody dies who's in the heart, they're going to catch it. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala yansur, inshallah. Allah will aid them. Inshallah tabarak wa ta'ala. So when we talk about these books, Sulul Thalatha, wallahi, it was a story, well-known story. When the man, he was in India someplace, had ilm, had money, was rich. He was talking bad Muhammad Abdul Wahaab. Muhammad Abdul Wahaab, this, that, blasting him. So he had a friend that was Saudi, used to do business. And this person was Saudi, had ilm. Not every Saudi has ilm. A'udhu billah. This guy had ilm, akhlaq, wasn't doing bad things. He used to go and visit him. So one day he gave him the same book you asked about. But he faced the name, scratched it off from the cover and the inside, gave it to him. But he didn't give it to him like he left on the table and left. And the man said, what's this? Because his friend was a person of ilm. So he looked in and he read the whole book from cover to cover. And he was like, wow. So then, finally, here comes the conversation. He said, wow, this book, subhanallah al-azim. I love this book so much. It's a book, mashallah, qala Allah, qala Rasulullah. And he wanted to teach this book to his people. He said, you know what this book is by? He said, no. It's a book out of Shaikh Muhammad Abdul Wahaab ibn Sulaiman Tamim al-Najj. Wallahi, the man, he started to cry. He used to slander the Shaykh. He started to cry like, subhanallah, this is by Shaikh Muhammad Abdul Wahaab? I said, yeah. Allah, he made talk, he said, we'll never slander or talk about him again. And he started teaching his books in India. Wallahi, subhanallah. Hatta yasalu, su'ila Shaykhuna Muqbil rahimahullah. Shaykh Muqbil was asked this in his fatawa. He said, Yani, Muhammad Abdul Wahaab, he started off in Tawheed, teaching right, then he got involved in politics. Wallahi, Shaykh, he said, did the Saudi government go in and change what's in Qulul Thalatha? Did they go in and alter and change what's in Kitab al-Tawheed? These are his books he wrote. Did he go in and change what's in there? Kashf al-Shubhat, the doubtful affairs, how they trick you with the Tawheed, same verse, same ayah, they twist it. I said, no. So even if he got caught up, what was his doubt? And politics is like that. Sometimes Allah musta'an, you get under the gun, you start doing stuff. But we don't know that from Muhammad Abdul Wahaab. And if he did, we say, Allah anhu, Allah forgive him. Like we said about all the people before him. You know, a sultan fitna, to be in charge is fitna. When we're talking about countries, we're talking about masjid, Islam, of countries, fitna. Then it trickles down. People run masajid and this and that, schools, fitna. You know, because you have a power. Tabarak wa ta'ala gave you. It's in the manner. And sometimes you feel cocky because you can make this sin, do that. And then you oppress people. And it ends up being you keeping people from the truth of Allah Tabarak wa ta'ala. Astaghfirullah. So this is a good book. If we can get through some of these basic things, we'll teach some of those books. And if they're books that other than Muhammad Abdul Wahaab, the past, doesn't make a difference from India. We have Ahlul Sunnah everywhere. Wallah, I start mentioning some scholars from India, people won't know them. And they weren't like, people who they say had the Qulul with them in the extreme. No, Ahlul Sunnah. They were persecuted, they were blamed, they were defamed, just because they tried to stick to the Sunnah of the Messenger of Allah. You know, the Prophet said, Ta'ifa. Min ummati al-haqq zahirin. There will never cease to be a people from my ummah. They're always going to be on the haqq. And they're going to be for people to see. But that doesn't mean people are not going to make fun of you. That doesn't mean people are not going to call you names. That doesn't mean people are not going to make it difficult for you. And you have to be patient. And patient don't mean you always take it. You pick your fight. You stand up. If you have strength, you call. If you don't, you call on Allah. Because if you call on Allah, somebody pressure, Allah musta'an. If you call on Allah tabarak wa ta'ala, somebody pressure, Allah musta'an. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel. Jazakumullah khairan. Good.
Jazakallah khairan.
Faddal. Any more questions?
What's the name of the book?
He's asking about the 3 fundamental principles. He said, will this be a good book to study? Muhammad Abdul Wahaab. That's why we're still talking about this issue, because he asked, and that book is by him. We know people, they take all of the stuff they hear from the people, Juhad, Wahhabi, this. What is it, Wahhabi? Again, Muhammad Abdul Wahaab was not following the way of his father. He was in opposition to him, but his father respected him because he surpassed his father. Just like Al-Albani. So Al-Albani, Salafi, this, that, Allah musta'an. Al-Albani father was Hanafi scholar. What are you talking about? Allah. His father was a Hanafi scholar. Learn from his father. Let's say Al-Albani didn't have a teacher. His first teacher was his father. Big time Hanafi scholar. MashaAllah. Al-Albani started to learn. He found, okay, there's some of these positions, let's be sahih. And there's nothing wrong if a position is not sahih. Allah Azza wa Jalla made it like that. And we respect the person where he's right and where he's wrong. We don't take that. This is Islam. And we don't defame him and smash him. We clarify. Bayan al-haqq min al-batil. Clarify the haqq from the batil. Khalas. The ulama have ihtiram. They have a type of respect that Allah gave them. Hayyin aw maytin. Whether they're alive or they dead. Nah. Fi dunya wal akhirah. In this life and in the hereafter. Different. And when they're talking about it again, and you read the newspaper, anybody in the mom, they say ulama. Some people stormed the people in Pakistan, for example. They shot 1 million people or 10,000, whatever, ulama. Not ulama. They just say this to make some fawda, problem in the heads of the people so they don't like the word ulama, and people are scholars. People in politics, the majlis or the parliament, in the UK, it's the ulama. And say Usaama bin Laden, min ulama. Ma huwa ulama. Bal ma kana Taliban. Rather, he wasn't even a student. And they used to say he was in Yemen, he was with Shaikh Muqbil, he was this, that. Shaikh said the man never came to the match. Never came to Yemen. We never seen him Neither did the place see him. We never seen him, neither did the place see him. Although he was Yemeni origin, he grew up in Saudi. And the sheikh used to take money. It's nothing wrong. Somebody give you money, you don't know what he's upon. Sheikh would take sadaqah from him. Once the sheikh found he was involved in these fatawa, bombing and this and that, and it affected the Muslim and non-Muslim alike and disturbed the security, the sheikh talked against him. And the sheikh didn't worry, he's going to get mad, we're poor, the money he gives for charity to feed the students he's going to take back. The sheikh didn't care, he made tawakkul ala Allah. Depend on Allah. And when he took that money, the students were hurting for me because he used to give a lot of money to a lot of organizations, a lot of masajid, this and that. Bin Laden. So the point is, Sheikh made clear, and he was never a student. And Sheikh called another rajulun damawiyan. This man is a bloodthirsty bloodsucker. Spills blood. And Sheikh condemned him. Called him jahil, jasus, spy, this, that. And subhanAllah, it is what it is. So what's the point? Wallahi, that's why we keep telling the people they have to read. And yeah, you have to know who to read from. Wallahi. You have to read and who to read from. Because the Prophet ﷺ mentions that the people will converge upon us like the people converge on the platter. Wallahi. And we understand, as you know, this is a global thing. Everybody's against anything that has to do with religion. Anything that has to do with Quran. And then they make Sharia law, something bad. This Allah Muslim. How could the law that comes from the book of Allah and the Sunnah be bad? And yeah, maybe it might not be suitable now because we so far astray. But if the people fear Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, tell me in the Quran is not an answer for everything. It's an answer for everything. And if you have a leader for 1 day, 5 days, 5 years, 20 years, if he's doing what's right, who cares? But again, the people's heart have changed. Why did it change? Because they left what we mentioned in the khutbah, learning Quran and teaching it. This will affect the people's heart. Well, you have leaders, a'udhu billah. How can you be a leader of a country you don't pray? Stuck with Allah. How can you be somebody respected like that? You're in a whole country. You don't pray? How can you be a leader, a governor, or somebody like this, a'udhu billah, and you're a fasiq? You have no concern for ta'ah, obedience to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. This is disgusting. And we see this in our own country. Every day, people getting caught, what are they doing? Funneling money, swindling, this and that. Or the guy standing up, the mayor, I'm gay. A'udhu billah, Shahaada, national television. With his wife standing beside him holding his hand. Allahumma musta'an. Are you serious? These are leaders? Doesn't make a difference, you Muslim, not Muslim. The issue is leadership is lofty, and you're supposed to have better conduct than that. Now the Muslims have been stooped to this level. Ask Allah yahdina wa yafu anna. Ask Allah to guide us and to forgive us. Ameen. Inshallah, if there's no more questions, aqim as-salah. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, shalla la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Jazakumullahu khairan.